Following video is brought to you by the Boston Sports Entertainment Network. Please consider liking and subscribing for more Boston sports content. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Boston Sports Entertainment Network. My name is Brandon Cole, and I'll be your host for this video. Today we are diving into the question, is the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry revamping? And I know that as soon as I pose that question, there's going to be a lot of people that see this video that say, no, it's not. The Yankees-Red Sox rivalry is nothing like it was 20 years ago, and you're absolutely right. And I'm not saying that the rivalry is back right now, but is it revamping? Because right now, the games, to me, I feel it. As a Red Sox fan, I can feel the rivalry kind of coming back a little bit, and that's not, I don't think it's just because the Red Sox have won 4 out of the 6 games that they've played this season. I legitimately think that fans on both sides are kind of amped up right now, in part maybe because the Red Sox are overperforming and the Yankees are underperforming, and they're a lot closer in the stands than we thought they would be at this point of the season. But for whatever reason, the rivalry does seem to be revamping. But what I really want to pose here is, do we have the capability now that this stuff is kind of happening to revamp the rivalry, not necessarily to what it used to be, because, back in the early days, going throughout the 100+ year rivalry that this was, it really did peak in like the '04 to maybe '09 era, and I would even maybe throw, '99 to '03 in that as well. It was a different animal back then, and I don't know if we can get it back to that because, growing up in that was just so special to me. But I do think we have a case here for revamping the rivalry a little bit and giving it a fresh look and a fresh feel moving forward. It's been a good decade or so since I felt this way about the rivalry, and again, it's because of where these two teams are at, how things are lining up, and just the way that things have transpired over the last month or so. And it really comes down to, is it sustainable? And I think it is, because when you look at the makeup of these two teams, you definitely have something to get excited about, right? Both sides have exciting young players. On the Red Sox side, you have guys like Ceddanne Rafaela, who signed that big contract going into the season, and he's going to be here for just about the next decade. You also have guys like David Hamilton, who has all of a sudden become an absolute beast out of nowhere. You've got guys like Tristan Casas, who, yeah, he's hurt right now. And then on the Yankees side, you have guys like Anthony Volpe, who's underperforming a little bit right now, but I do believe he's going to be a very good major league shortstop moving forward. They have a young catcher in Austin Wells who could likely be their backstop for a while. The player that I want to talk about most in all this is Ben Rice, because the rivalry essentially is nothing without a player that the other team's fans absolutely hate, whether that comes from the Red Sox side or the Yankees side. And right now, yeah, it's kind of Alex Verdugo because of how he's pimping the home runs that he hits off the Red Sox, the things he's said since being traded to the Yankees. We don't like him over here, but he's not going to be a Yankee forever, presumably. He's presumably going to be somewhere else next year, because I do think that they're going to have to allocate all of their money and resources into trying to retain Juan Soto. But I feel like Ben Rice has the potential moving forward to be that villain, largely because of who he is and where he comes from. But it's not just because he slugged 3 home runs in Saturday's game. No, it's because of who Ben Rice is as a person. If you're unaware of his backstory, there was a really interesting article that came out after Saturday's game that revealed that Ben Rice, who is a Massachusetts native, who grew up in a household where his siblings were Red Sox fans, grew up in a town where most of his peers were Red Sox fans, is a lifelong Yankees fan. In 2004, the curse-breaking year, Ben Rice went to Fenway Park and wrote Yankees Rule on the pesky pole as a 5-year-old child. So not only is he now wearing a Yankees uniform and has the potential to be wearing one for a very long time, but this is a guy who his entire life has been metaphorically spitting in the faces of Red Sox fans. But it's not just about the young players. There are veterans on both sides of the coin who are going to be here and impactful for a very long time. On the Red Sox side, of course, we have Rafael Devers, who, it's crazy to call him our veteran when he's only 27 years old. But the reality is he's been here basically for 7 years. He's locked up here for another 9.5. And he is the face of our franchise, whether he likes to be called it or not. For veterans on the Yankees side, you have 2 guys you can kind of cherry pick from. The obvious answer being their captain, Aaron Judge, who is a little bit older but still just 32. and is locked up with the Yankees for the foreseeable future. And then you have a guy like Juan Soto, who, again, it's absolutely insane to call him a veteran when he's only 25 years old. But the fact is, he's been in the league for 5+ years. And granted, he's only guaranteed to be a Yankee through the end of the season, but he's a guy that I feel like the Yankees need to put all of their chips in to get him long term, whatever it takes at the end of the season, because he's a guy that, to me as a Red Sox fan, he just feels like a guy that was born to be a Yankee, that was born to be a villain in this rivalry, a bona fide slugger that we as Red Sox fans respect him, but we loathe him, right? Because he's in pinstripes essentially, and like that's what they need. They need guys like that for this rivalry to be relevant. And could you imagine on the other side of the coin though, if this offseason comes and somehow the Red Sox steal him away? That's something that's just one of those things I don't see happening. Is it a possibility? Sure, but I don't see it happening because of the way that Fenway Sports Group is dealing with their money right now. I just don't see it happening. But what a kick in the rivalry that would be. But the fact is, either way you slice it, I feel like this rivalry moving forward into 25, 26, and maybe the next 5 to 10 years has some real potential to revamp into something special again. Again, not necessarily what it used to be in the 99 to '09 era, but it definitely has the potential to turn into something again, and I really hope that it does, because I miss it. I miss the rivalry, and I hope it revamps. I hope it turns into something again, but only time will tell. Maybe we'll do a follow-up video to this at one point. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Boston sports content. And if you'd like to hear me talk about baseball around the whole league, head on over to my channel, Black Eagle 2407 Streaming, and look for Ballin' in the Port in the podcast section, or search Ballin' in the Port on Spotify. On behalf of myself and the entire Boston Sports Entertainment Network, thank you and have a great day.